from different places, we all have different names. No matter what life brings us, Jesus is the same. We're just your Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness. Hi, I'm Beth.
I'm Tim.
I'm Jessica, and we're just your everyday
Methodist to the madness.
Hello, Beth and Tim. Welcome to the madness of the world, but we are okay because we are Methodists.
Yes, exactly. The Methodism provides the protection in regards to madness. We got the utmost capability in all scenarios.
Yes.
It makes me wonder what our superhero costumes would look like. Would we have like a double M?
Yeah.
Or like M squared?
Wow, these are wonderful possibilities.
Yeah.
Maybe if somebody is really enthusiastic about mathematics, they could have M squared, and then others can have MM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we would become M&Ms.
I know, I was just thinking that. Oh
and
my God.
We would be looking at copyright infringement and we would all be in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dum.
We can't even spell it out.
Yeah.
That's taken to M&M.
Wait, don't you need like an ampersand in the middle for it to be copyright?
I think
so
that's
if we just have
trademarked.
MM, it's okay? What?
I think it's trademarked.
All of it though? Like what if we wrote M and M?
Or like EMM and EMM?
Yes. M and M. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, are we recording a podcast right now?
It's totally happening.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's podcast time.
Just checking.
Get ready.
Yeah. Well, Beth, how's this past week been for you?
It feels like the last week has gone by like in a blur. It's been pretty crazy. Owen got his wisdom teeth taken out on Friday.
How's he feeling?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He got all 4 taken out, and the thing, he wasn't scared about the pain or his recovery. The thing he was most freaked out was the IV that they were going to give him to administer the anesthesia. Because when he was in 3rd grade, he would have been about 8. He got pneumonia pretty bad. And then on one of the antibiotics that he was on, it caused a rash to like go all over his body. And
oh my gosh.
So I took him to Kaiser and they said that he was dehydrated and other stuff. And turns out that he is allergic to the antibiotic that they gave him, but they wanted to have him in the hospital overnight. And while we were in Kaiser, he got the IV, but it was like he was screaming and trying to kick the nurse the whole time they were putting the IV in. And then they wanted to transport him from Kaiser to the hospital. And the only thing is, if I would have driven him myself, they would have had to take the IV out and put it back in when it got to the hospital. But they could cut out that middleman by just going by ambulance. So I got to ride in the back of an ambulance with 8-year-old Owen so they wouldn't have to do his IV again.
Right.
So that's why. I mean, he's fine with shots now. The kind that you get in your arm, not the kind that go in your mouth. And like and getting blood drawn and everything. Like he's fine with it, but because of that specific traumatic event he had with the IV, he was like, I'm afraid of the IV.
Yeah.
But anyway, that then ended up being fine. He was in a lot of pain Friday night, and he told me when I checked in on him today that he was in some pain last night too. But the nurse said that was normal. Because the swelling gets, I guess, at its worst, days 3 and 4. So
Wow.
It's fine. He didn't go to school today, and he said he's done with his finals. And then
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought he didn't go to school today because of the IV something.
no, he's still trying to,
Yeah.
so why is there even a last week of school if he's all done with his finals? I
never understood that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is that like, hey, let's go to school and hang out with the friends because we're all in the same area or something? Was that the reason for the last week of school after finals?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know who it's for, but
When's his last day? Is it Wednesday?
I want to say it's Thursday. This Thursday.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
That's great.
yeah,
That's
so
very
I'm
nice.
excited about that.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I abandoned my child who got his Yeah, I abandoned my kid and let Craig take care of him for Saturday because first I went to quilting and brought my knitting machine, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then after
That's awesome.
that, I met up with a bunch of people from church.
Like who?
Who,
I don't
man?
know. It was like at the end of The Wizard of Oz, and you were there, and you were there.
You were there?
It was Jessica and her wife Amber, and Tim, and Pastor Jim, and Lisa, who is a preschool teacher, and she's married to Don, who is our worship leader, and their kid Riva were there, and
then there was,
and then we met up with Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter.
And then there was Jim and Chris.
Oh yeah, Jim and
from
Chris.
Choir.
I forgot about Jim and Chris. Yeah. And some other people that I saw there that I didn't talk to, but it was a good day. I bought a Stingray that has rainbow on the top and a rainbow macrame wall hanging and a cute little crocheted guy.
Thing.
I don't know what it is. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. What, like a bear, like a flat bear? What would we call this guy?
That is so cute.
Looks like a little
pillow pal.
A rainbow.
a puzzle pillow pal.
A puzzle pillow pal.
A rainbow puzzle pillow
Get one
pal.
at mnm.com. Promo code Methodists to get your own puzzle pillow pal.
Yeah.
It's categorized under P3.
P3.
Yeah.
Go to our website M squared and then look under file P3 and you'll find it.
Yes.
Oh, and then Sunday was Youth Sunday, which was really cool. The youth ran the service. And then we had our Pentecost Messy Church. And that was a really interesting one because we've never had it on Youth Sunday before. And apparently, when you go to Youth Sunday and you're involved in it, you're like, I'll go to church for 2 services, but I am not going for a third. So who came? It was Karen Heinzman came, and who else came? Oh, Mike Sockerman was there. And I want to say a couple other, we had our volunteers. We had Don Osterly and John McCollum make hamburgers and hot dogs for us. And
yeah, those. Oh, go ahead.
Tim was one of our helpers. And it was like a smaller scale version of last year's VBS where it was more helpers than it was attendees.
I see.
Yeah. But even though it was a small crowd, it was still really fun. And there was a lot of laughter and conversation. And it felt a little bit more intimate because there weren't as many people. So, and
good.
usually I was telling them last night that because Pastor Jim asked before everybody leaves, what's your one takeaway from all of this? And I was telling them last night that I often get discouraged when everything doesn't work out how I think it should, and how like I'd be like, why wasn't there more people? Blah, blah, blah. This is all my fault. But I didn't even feel that way this time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
I'm
probably
really glad
because
to
I
hear
was so
that.
tired, but also it was kind of nice to, yeah, it was kind of nice to it was like a more relaxed, messy church, which was kind of a nice change of pace.
It sounds like
Yeah.
a less messy church.
Oh, we still made plenty of mess. The beans got spilled twice, and the first time I did it, but yeah, it was fun. Oh, Julian was there, and he's so cute.
Yeah.
I know.
Julian had a good time. Julian and I did bubble painting together before I went to go help with the food. Anyway, that's all I have to update.
Well, that's exciting.
That's awesome, Beth.
And what about you?
Yeah, that's perfect, Jessica, because I can kind of segue off of Beth's moment here and check in, because I had a lot of the same experiences. So on Saturday, I and everybody that Beth just named was part of the AV Pride event. And we went from Starbucks to what is the place called? Transplants. Thank you. Yeah, this is the first time that I went to Transplants, so yeah, it was a really novel experience for me. But it was just really cool that everybody was together, and like we were like celebrating like Pride for LGBTQIA plus, and it was just really nice that everybody was like appreciative of each other and loving towards each other, and we kind of raised awareness like that LGBTQIA plus should be like accepted like the rest of everybody. Yeah. And so it was just a really good thing that we were able to do that. Interesting situation there in Transplants. There were a lot of vendors. They were selling stuff. And it was kind of LGBTQIA plus themed. But like, yeah, just really interesting items. And I just got a keychain. It's got a rainbow on it and everything like that. But that's just like a continual reminder for me of like what I did over there. And so that was really a meaningful thing for me. Yeah, it was just a fun time. We all got together and had fun conversation. And one thing that I did not do when I was at Transplants, and I regret this, and now I have to go to Transplants again, is they had 3 pinball machines. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to play pinball before we go. And I totally forgot. And then like I had already left Transplants by the time I remembered.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
Yeah, I wanted to show off my mad pinball
machine.
skills, like Methodist to the Madness pinball skills or whatever.
We could totally go back and have a competition, Tim, and see who could like beat each other's high score.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love that. That would be really neat because, I played virtual pinball games, like this one called Big Race USA. You can get it on GOG.com. I played that when I was a kid, or like almost a teenager. And I was able to get it on my computer now through that website. And but virtual pinball might not translate that well to actual physical pinball machines. It's kind of like the difference between a physical book and an electronic book. It's just not the same. I might just totally like fall down.
You read the words the same though.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. And there's still a ball and paddles with the physical versus the virtual pinball.
Yeah.
So the look and feel is not quite.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So it was great. And then after that, I went to Back to Black, the movie with like basically the actress for depicting Amy Winehouse. And that was a really good movie. I basically knew practically nothing about Amy Winehouse before this, except for like her main song. Like I think Back to Black played on the radio like so many times before. I don't think it's on the radio so much now. But yeah, I really appreciated that movie. I recommend it to anybody like who wants to watch a really good drama, and or wants to know like more about Amy Winehouse's story and how kind of it was a tragic story. She died when she was 27 years old, and like it was like a kind of like a playing out of all the different events, especially like her making that album. And it's just a really like touching and heartfelt story. And yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but that was a really
He does die at the end.
Yeah, I don't think it's a spoiler.
That's
because
not a spoiler. That was a joke because she died in 2011.
Right. Yeah, that's why I figured I would say. Yeah. Exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that, Beth.
I guess you did already mention that, but yeah,
right.
in the 27 club.
But it's good that you brought up the fact that it's not a spoiler because it actually was based on real life, and yeah, that's good.
I was watching. Now I can't remember what it's called. It was that Bradley Cooper movie. Who did he play?
Oh, Silver Linings Playbook.
No, it came out like this year or the year before.
What? There was a Bradley Cooper movie that came out recently?
Yeah.
Was it on streaming or in the movie theater?
I watched it on streaming. Oh, it was called Maestro.
Oh, Maestro. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Very nice.
He played Leonard Bernstein and
a conductor.
Oh, so not Leonard Nimoy.
Conductor. And I was watching the movie. And he met a woman, fell in love, they got married, but he was struggling with his sexuality and was gay. And like, I didn't know that about him. I just figured everybody else knew that about him and I didn't. So I told it to my mom because I figured it wasn't a spoiler. And she was like, I didn't know he was gay. Not that she cares, but so I accidentally spoiled it for my mom, even though I still don't think it's a spoiler because he died a long time ago. It doesn't matter. Sorry, Tim, I steamrolled your.
Oh, that's okay. Actually, I kind of wanted to add to that, and that's the spoiler thing. I don't know. Maybe I should just like create that turning point for myself, where I just start asking everybody, including the two of you and all my friends and family. Spoil everything. Spoil all the books, all the stories, all the movies, everything, because I'll probably be more likely to watch or read those things if I know how it ends. Because I might actually have what?
What if I spoil the milk, Tim?
Oh gosh, I set myself up for that one. Yeah, you don't know if I was talking about food. I mean, like I had the whole like hot sauce tiredness last episode, so
she's just gonna come into your house and open the fridge and pour a bunch of vinegar in your milk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Would that spoil the milk if you put vinegar in milk?
That's what I do to make buttermilk because I don't ever buy buttermilk, but sometimes recipes that I'll use call for buttermilk, and I know if I buy it, I'm just going to use it and never drink it. So that is a trick that you can put like a tablespoon of vinegar in, I can't remember how much milk, but it'll make a buttermilk substitute that way.
That is really interesting. Wow.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks.
So you said it was buttermilk and what else? Or no, you make buttermilk with what again?
Vinegar and milk.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to tell my mom that. But wait, but what is buttermilk useful for?
Biscuits.
Pancakes.
Biscuits, pancakes.
I think there was a scone recipe that I used to make that called for buttermilk. But biscuits and pancakes.
It makes anything with no calories, Tim.
Yeah. I used to work
Okay,
at a
yeah.
retirement home, and they would just drink it by the glass.
Really?
Some of them did. Yep.
My grandmother, to trick my grandfather, she poured a glass full of vinegar instead of water,
Oh
Oh,
and he still drank the whole thing.
no!
no way.
He
What?
he drinks weird stuff because he like has a book on vinegar and all of the benefits for your life.
Mm.
And so I grew up and would have like green tea with vinegar and molasses and a cinnamon stick and a peppermint little thingy. And he would drink that like every morning. I'm pretty sure there was something else in it, but I would drink that with him because I felt like I was like, really cool.
Yeah,
like
you were
grown
really
up
cool.
too. Like you were cool like your grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we would
Uh-huh.
go and I would put my boots on and we would go feed the cows and shave the sheep.
Oh,
Oh man, that is so neat.
I love that.
Anyways, nothing has changed.
Sorry.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Exactly.
Did
Um,
we mess
what?
up again? Were you still? Did
Oh
we?
yeah. No, I actually what is it? I moved from my check-in to something else. Yeah, it reminds me of that thing that I mentioned in one of the previous episodes about how I was saying something that was not supposed to be a diversion, but then it ended up being a diversion.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
anyways, so I wanted to mention that I had so much fun at Messy Church. Like that was like an amazing experience, and I actually had not gone to Messy Church before, technically, because the first time I did it, I was helping out with Messy Church in a way that I was not participating in it at all. I was actually cooking eggs in the back with Kirsten and Owen. And I was just serving a whole bunch of eggs, and that's all I thought Messy Church was, just me serving eggs.
Just making eggs. Yeah.
So yeah, this time it was just really neat, and I made this little painting with the bubble cup so we had like a cup that had paint in it, and you blow into a straw, and then it makes bubbles, and then you dab the paper against the cup, and then you could also use the straw to like dab the paint on the paper. And anyway, I saved that painting. And I don't know, it kind of looks like a kindergarten paint experiment, but I might actually frame it.
You should.
Yeah.
Also, Tim, does this look like your writing?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay. I found your welcome placemat.
Oh, thank you.
In the wagon. So I saved it, and I'll get it to you when I see you again.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was on the wagon. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So
Very
it did not get thrown away.
Oh, that's neat. I appreciate that, Beth.
A little
Thank you.
sad when he thought his placemat that he wrote welcome in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different languages on. He was sad when he thought it was thrown away.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Beth. Yeah, I'll definitely be grabbing that, and
you should frame that too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's art as long as you put a frame on it.
Exactly. Yeah, I could frame that too. Yeah, put them side by side. That's super cool. And then last quick thing is I've been continuing to read more. So instead of going on the internet, I'm actually picking up my Kindle and reading. So I did that last night. I actually read 2 chapters of the book that I was reading, the Book of 3. And I just really love that book. And maybe I'll talk more about that book on the next episode, just to kind of give everybody the full understanding of what it's about. But when we do those things, like when we read books or we do things that we really enjoy, then like I was thinking about flow, and that's basically that you have an experience where like the world kind of like melts away and you're just like totally absorbed in that activity. And I think that's really powerful and a really like good way to experience life and just have more like fulfillment and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the end of the episode. I'm sorry I took all the time. No,
sorry, Jessica. We don't have time to hear your life.
No, Jessica, please.
Just kidding.
Please bring us a good update.
Well,
pressure.
well, things are good. The end.
Hey, that's what it says in Genesis. God said things are good.
Yeah. How about it is finished?
Yeah, it is finished. Yeah.
Anyway, things are good. This past week was really busy. Yes, I had a blast at the Pride Walk. That was so much fun. I was telling Pastor Jim and Beth, I think I told you this. Last year, Amber and I walked. It was our very first Pride event in the AV. Like, we hadn't done anything before, and we walked by ourselves thinking maybe we'll meet some people, because we were really praying for community. And it's, we were looking back, and I think that morning I got a little emotional just thinking, like, man, what are the chances, and how blessed are we that we were in prayer about finding community, and a year later, here we are on a Pride Walk with such incredible people, and our pastor wearing a rainbow suit.
I love that suit.
And us all just together, and it was just such a beautiful experience, and we were so grateful. And then on Sunday, it was Youth Sunday, and it was a lot of fun because our youth have so much to share with us and teach us. And but I'll be honest, I was so very tired afterwards. I got incredibly thrown off that morning as I was driving to church at like 8 something in the morning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm running behind because I just could not get up. I was just so tired.
Oh yeah.
And I was at the light. I was like, okay, I think I have time to put on my mascara really fast. And so I'm like putting it on, and all of a sudden, whoop, my mascara, the tip of the mascara brush hits my white shirt. And I'm going, oh, this is it. This is my life now. And I have no idea how to fix it. And so immediately my mind is in panic. I'm thinking I have to get in front of the church to help welcome people for Youth Sunday. And I'm just like, I start to kind of crumble. And I message Amber. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe what happened. I get to the church. I'm kind of scattered. I'm already late to connect with the youth and Pastor Jon to like help everybody. And I run into Beth, and she's like, just turn it backwards. And I'm thinking, that's a crazy idea, but I'm really going to do that. And so I like go to the bathroom. I'm thinking, well, maybe I can try to like wash it out a little bit. Bad idea. Because my shirt on backwards, my entire back was like sopping wet.
Oh no.
And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just want to cry and crawl into a corner. This is like not how my morning was supposed to go. And anyway, long story short, Beth, I'm so appreciative of you because of just you finding humor with me in the moment and allowing me to just take a breath and vent. And it really did help because I was literally spiraling. And at the end of the day, Amber came between services, brought me a new white shirt, and I changed. But for those that were at the 9 a.m., if you thought something weird was going on with my shirt, or maybe you didn't even notice, just know my entire back was sopping wet and my shirt was on backwards. So, anyways, with that being said, it was a crazy week. All is good, though. We had our coop delivered today. It was supposed to be delivered last Friday, but a few things happened. But our coop got delivered today. And it's a busy week for me, but I'm just reflecting this past week. And it was overall very blessed, very proud of being a member of PUMC and very excited about the future of our youth and the church moving forward. So that's
awesome.
Yeah. But Beth, you have anything that you want to share for the ministry moment today?
Oh, wait, Jessica, what about announcements? Did you want to do
There's
that?
nothing happening at the church at all.
Nope.
Oh,
There
Okay,
actually,
closed.
you know what, Tim, thanks for reminding me. I'm just going to briefly, there's just a couple things. And one of them I'm really sad about saying, but for
No.
but
oh.
on June 9th, lunch church with Pastor Jim. And on June 15th, Pastor Jon's ordination at the annual conference. That's at 1:30 p.m. and a Zoom link will be available. And then on June 16th, Pastor Jon and Cordy will bid farewell. That'll be their last day with us. And what makes it even more sad is that Amber and I won't even be there because we're going to be out of town. And that makes me so very sad. So we're not going to think about it. We're not going to think about it.
Well,
think about the senior trip, Marina Del Rey, June 20th. Yes, Beth.
Just remember what Braxton said. We hate to see you go, but it's time for you to leave.
Yes. Yes. And that was what he said at the 9 a.m. And then at the 11 a.m. he said, well, it was something along the lines of like, we hate to see you go, but the bat symbol was calling or something.
The bat signal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh
Anyways.
my gosh.
But
I won't forget that. I think I recall it a little bit differently. I think he said, at least in my memory, it was we hate to see you leave, but he needs to go or something. Yeah, but go leave.
It was. I trust your memory better, Tim, because you're really good at memorizing things, and I paraphrase from my own half remembering brain.
Yeah, if you ask me what I did like a week and a half ago, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So I can remember like information, like language stuff, but like actual things that happen in my life, nope, it's not going to happen.
Like the Wesleyan quadrilateral, you could name all four parts of the quadrant.
Oh my gosh.
But we can't remember where we put our keys.
Because they were hidden where they were supposed to be.
Actually, that's a perfect segue, Jessica. So this was several weeks ago that I realized this, and I felt so embarrassed that I didn't want to bring it up, but I actually realized that I don't think I was talking about the Wesleyan quadrilateral with all four parts in totality. It turns out that I kind of split one into two parts. So the Wesleyan quadrilateral, for everyone's information, is scripture, tradition, reason, and experience. I think I said something else before, and maybe for our listeners, you can go back in previous episodes, your homework, figure out when Tim said the wrong thing about the quadrilateral, and you can send us an email.
Yeah, listen to all 36 episodes and get back to us.
And then write us about how Tim was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, Tim had a good reason to be embarrassed. I can tell.
Next week, it'll just be me and Jessica because it's a disgrace to the podcast.
Exactly.
Tim is what's
and
the
you
word?
call yourself a Methodist. It's great.
Yeah.
GIS. No, just kidding.
No, what's the tribe has spoken, and then we'll put
I'm no longer an MM. I'm just an M.
Yep.
Just a Methodist, not a.
No, it's just you're just a man.
I'm just a man. Okay.
Anything for the Beth's ministry moment that you want to teach us today, Beth?
Yes. So there's a couple of things. I'm right now in the process of getting ready for VBS, and this coming Sunday,
June.
January.
I could think of July and then January, but I couldn't think of June, my very own birthday month. It's fine. Anyway, June 9th, we're having another VBS meeting, and we're going to talk about decorating some and kind of, I'm going to look at all of our materials and figure out what kind of stuff we'll need. So keep your eyes and ears open for donation requests. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica took that very literally.
Yeah, she put her hands
By her ears.
to her ears so that they were open because
And
maybe they were closed.
Really wide. So there's that. And then the second thing, I realized I hadn't checked our Methodists to the Madness email in a while.
Yeah, our assistant hasn't been doing a very good job.
We have an email assistant, and
I think she's fired, or spoilers, we don't have an assistant.
We do not.
It's us. We're running this sinking ship.
Yes.
Wait. So this one came in on May 6th from my friend Nicole. We met when we were teenagers, late. I think I was probably 18. She was 19. We worked at the same retirement home together, and
Nice.
we kind of became friends after that. And she's my friend that I talk about who has triplets.
Oh,
Not 3 sets of triplets. Just
That's right. Not
Wait.
9 children, but 3. Oh my
wait,
gosh.
where
I
did the 3
love-
sets of triplets come
because
from?
I said last time or the time before that she had 3 triplets, and I was like, no, not 3 sets, 3 kids, 1 set of triplets.
No,
Yeah.
9 children. There are families that have 9 children,
I
so
don't
I
like
would
it.
believe it if she did.
I'm stressed out thinking about it.
It's a 3
stressed out.
baseball team. That's like the greatest gift you could give yourself.
I don't watch baseball, so I disagree. I don't play baseball, probably because I wasn't born into a family of 9 kids. You really missed my shot. It's fine. Anyway, so she wrote this on May 6th, and the subject line is challenge accepted.
I'm like trying to remember.
I know what it means.
Oh, well, I'm trying to like remember what May 6th was, but continue. Yes.
It was the day after Cinco de Mayo.
It was 2 days after May the 4th. May the
It was
4th
3
be
days.
with you.
3 days after my birthday.
It was 1 day before May 7th.
Oh my gosh.
It was 16 days before my birthday.
What if that's how we just told people when our birthdays were? Oh, my birthday's 3 days before May 6th.
Hey, we do that all the time with time. What time is it? Oh, it's 20 after.
Yeah. I guess we're late. Anyways. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, hello, you mad Methodists. First time caller, long time listener is what I would say if I had listened to more than 6 episodes and I was able to call and not email. I remember when everyone who called into radio stations used to say that, and I always wanted to. Maybe one day you all can do a live episode and announce when you are recording and take calls.
Oh my.
Not really sure how that would work on Zoom or whatever you use, but you can figure it out. Yes, we use Zoom. I thought that might take away some of the mystery. I don't know.
Right. You know, like the Zoomies. You know how dogs have the Zoomies?
Yeah, we have the Zoomies every Monday. Okay, let's see. In your February 13th episode, Beth challenged anyone to write a better email than Kathy. So in the words of Barney Stinson, challenge accepted. Does anyone know that reference? How I Met Your Mother. That's what Neil Harris's character would say.
Interesting.
Challenge accepted. Anyway, first, I just wanted to let you 3 know that I love the podcast. I listen when I go to work on the weekends, and it really actually makes me feel better about life and helps the day go by faster. I was super sad when Jessica forgot to upload an episode, but my sadness was overtaken by joy getting to listen to the back-to-back episodes this past weekend.
Ooh.
So that was 7 days before the 6th. Just kidding. It's not.
7 days.
Now I lost my place.
Wait, 7 days before the 6th, that's like April, right? That's the end of April.
Probably. Yeah. And I don't even think, actually, that's Jonah's birthday. No, it's not. Never mind. That's the end of April. Never mind. Anyway, your podcast makes me want to move there and join your church while simultaneously starting my own podcast. So good job. We should have Nicole on as a guest. That would be
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
Or we could open it up to the callers. Like we could specify. And then she could call in.
Yeah.
That would just be the whole episode. Like we could introduce and say hi to each other, but then we could like maybe give out the Zoom link. We'll talk about it offline anyways.
Yeah. Then she said, so good job. And then she goes on to say, I think what I like most about your podcast at the moment is getting to hear about your lives and feel like a part of your community for that hour and a half or however long it is. I get to leave my reality and join yours. I think it helps put your own life into perspective or things in your life into perspective when you hear what's going on in other people's lives. Like I've been feeling completely overwhelmed and isolated with my kids lately, and the things they do have been driving me bonkers. Benny throwing half-eaten food on the couch and floor every day, Cosmo grabbing bowls off the counter and breaking them, and Finn just being so curious that he is constantly getting into everything. I'm being reminded that I need to try to live in the moment and enjoy my boys loving me and being little, and the problems being little problems, because they are going to grow up and be teenagers one day, and then the problems will be big problems, and I'll be in Beth's situation. Thanks for that perspective, Beth. I don't think I want to go back to the toddler stage, though. I do miss when they loved me, and
they'll come back, Beth. They always come back.
Have friends. They just had me. They didn't need friends. They had their mom. Now they're like, we need friends. Go away. And I get that because I say the same thing to them. Just kidding. I don't. But anyway. So then she writes, BTW, I hope you all know how lucky you are to have Beth in your lives. She is literally one of my favorite people of all time. One of the few people I've been able to be my true self around, and one of those kinds of friends that no matter how much time has passed, when you see each other again, you just pick up where you left off like no time has passed at all. Thank you, Mom of Beth, for creating Beth. I have to give her mom props. Giving her dad props before. Nicole, my mom and I thank you. and thank you for those kind words that I didn't want to read, but thank you.
We know you wrote those, Beth.
Okay, so then she writes, okay, and so until I find the time and energy to force myself to go out and find my own community here, I'll be listening to you all and enjoying being a part of yours. P.S. How exciting that you guys now have 2 #1 fans, and we are both from the great state of Michigan. That's true.
Oh, right. Wonderful.
That's awesome.
P.S.S. Tim is #1. Thanks, Tim, for changing my perception of people named Tim. Sincerely, your other #1 fan, Nicole. So about the Tim thing, did I ever tell you about that?
What?
When I first started dating Craig, we all lived in Rapid City, South Dakota at the time. And Craig was living with this roommate named Tim. And he was just like not a good roommate.
Oh, wow.
It was, his cat used the entire house as a litter box, basically, and he didn't.
Whoa.
And there were other things that I won't go into detail about, but he wasn't our favorite person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely understand.
We made shirts that said Tim is not number one.
Oh,
Around
wow.
Nobody knew what we were talking about or why we were doing that. And we would just do weird stuff like that. So we're going to have to make shirts that say Tim is number one now. So
Oh, that is so nice.
you're changing Nicole's perception of Tim's.
Oh, that's really good. I'm really glad to hear that. And thank you
Thanks
so much,
for-
Nicole, for emailing
Thanks
us.
for,
It's really cool.
Yeah.
writing in.
And I can say, I confess that I don't have like litter box related elements all over my home or anything like that, just in
That's
case
good.
anybody is wondering.
We can also confirm that.
Oh, so let's.
So, Beth, do you have any other emails? If you do, then maybe we hold it to. Okay.
No other emails. We can.
Okay. So Nicole took the whole month of May in her email. Amazing. That's so good.
Nice. Well, let's do a brief reflection on this past Sunday's sermon. I think it'd be nice if each of us could share maybe like one thing that stood out to us.
Yes.
Well, the first thing is it was an interview rather than a sermon.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So
let's review the interview.
Review the interview. And people are viewing this podcast. So viewing, never mind.
We lost him. So Pastor Jon interviewed 3 of the graduating seniors from our church. And since it was Youth Sunday, that was what they did instead of a sermon. And yeah, he interviewed Lewis.
Alana.
Lewis
and
and I can't remember.
Kalina, yep.
Oh, yes. Yep. And so what stood out to you, Jessica?
I was, just thinking about what they shared about their futures and how they were wanting to contribute to the world in a broader way than just, something very simple. And it was super encouraging just how I know that Alana mentioned one thing about, how their life changed. And I know Lewis echoed this, and I think Kalana also echoed this, how they started school during the pandemic. They started high school in the pandemic. And so they were online for freshman year. And, how they were able to utilize the time to get this like intra perspective of themselves and their faith and really hone in on who they were as individuals. And then I think it taught them a lot that by the time they were able to physically go to school, they were able to be more confident in themselves and who they were. And I think that's something that they could really teach a lot of people that. And, because we didn't experience that when we were in high school. So that was that was like my number one main takeaway from what they were able to share.
Yeah. I think what Alana and Lewis both had to say about being the true, genuine selves.
Yes. Yes. I that really resonated with me.
Inspiring. And I think Lewis mentioned that being his true self was doing things that are true to his morals and, who he is as a person and as a Christian. And I gotta say, our future is looking pretty bright. Youngsters that are gonna take over.
Yeah, that's awesome. And my takeaway was I was just thinking about how the 3 of them all had role models, and like that made me think about the psychological concept of the Pygmalion effect. basically, if you're having encouragement from someone like a role model, and they want you to be better and do better, then it makes you better. So
Yeah.
like, I know all of us have like God in our lives, and so God makes us better. But then we also have like other role models that make us better. And so that was just like a big encouragement for me to
Mhm.
think about like who my role models are, and like just of course like cultivating that stronger relationship with God, and like really like seeking out my best life, like associated with like who like being able to uphold that expectation, not to the point that I'm like devastated if I can't meet that expectation. And like the theological message, of course, is like if we feel like shame or guilt or something like that for not meeting the expectation, it's okay. We just get back up again and like do the thing that we need to do. But it's just like really powerful, I think. And yeah, like I think a big part of the three of them, that their success, I'm sure, was their role models. And I could speak personally that like a lot of my success in life, I think I can attribute to my mom, because like I don't know. I don't think I would have been such a good student in when I was an undergraduate, and I don't know if I would like have a successful career if like I wasn't trying to like be a good son or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, it's like it so yeah, the importance of role models, that was a huge thing
You want to
for
make
me
the
to think
people you
about.
love proud.
What?
You want to make the people you love proud.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that was, and I really did like the panel, like the overall feel, like Pastor
Yeah.
Jon, like interviewing them and everything. And it just felt like really like carefree, and everybody was just being honest. And it kind of felt like we were there like in a real natural setting with them. It wasn't like a job interview. It was more like a getting to know each other kind of interview. So I thought that was a really cool feel that
It was
Pastor
like
Jon put forward.
an episode of Oprah.
Yeah, exactly. Like a talk
When
show.
Oprah was still on.
That was neat.
I also was impressed with how poised all of them seemed. Like
Hmm.
they probably might have been nervous, but they didn't seem like it. They
Yeah.
heard everything just very relaxed and naturally. And so yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the same, honestly. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Woo!
Lovely. We'll have to talk about this exact same topic next year.
Okay.
Hey, the woo thing at Messy Church, Pastor Jon was like, "Hey, come up with the wind sound." And the first one was shh, but then everybody thought that the second sound was way better, and it was woo for a wind sound.
Oh man, see, I wish I could have gone, but we were just beat, and we were supposed to get our coop that Sunday, and then we were informed like 5-6 p.m. that we weren't getting it that day. So, but I would have just like looked at Beth in the face and gone,
well, we have some good news, Jessica and Beth. I don't know if it's fully confirmed yet, but Beth has been talking about that maybe Messy Church will happen once a month instead of
yeah, we're trying to, I don't know, we're not going to say for sure. I'm not going to say it will for sure be once a month, but we're going to try to do it more often. And our goal is to try to have it once a month. Whether that will happen depending on where other things lie, like Christmas and Easter, that kind of thing.
And VBS.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll determine. What were we talking about? I don't know. Or when we have the church. Yeah.
we were talking about wind signals.
Yes, wind, the blowing winds.
Yeah.
And No, bet we were talking about messy church.
Yeah.
Any prayer requests?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, prayer requests.
Tim, we're going to start with you tonight.
Okay.
Or today, or this morning, or maybe we don't know what day it is.
Yeah, it could be 3 a.m. that we're recording. We're not disclosing what time we're recording this episode. Never mind.
Started at 6:30. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was at 6:30, so we actually do have time to go to sleep and have a good night rest. And yeah, so so my prayer request is to, I don't know, just somehow I came to like a higher insight regarding flow. So I'm going to try to like go with that flow, so to speak.
With the flow, Tim.
And really just get fully immersed in the activities that I enjoy or I think are important. So a prayer for me to like be able to pull that off and like actually create like a habitual routine where I'm like always doing things that I enjoy or always doing things that I think are important. And I think that's just like a key to like happiness and like being able to like live a fulfilling life. And then secondly, for me to like just try to be a blessing to other people. I think that I succeed at that at some particular amount, but I think I could do a lot better at that. Like just be a better friend, be a better like coworker, be a better like family member, just all of those things. So like a prayer for me to just kind of think about that and maybe like reach out to somebody that I hadn't reached out to in a long time, or like maybe go out of my way to hang out with somebody that I hadn't done in a long time, or something like that. So a prayer for me to provide that blessing for somebody else this week.
Oh, that's good. Beth, what about you?
Thank you.
Continued prayers for Owen's recovery.
Yeah.
Prayers. And I started on June 1st, I started my streaking with the cool kids challenge, I guess. And don't worry, we're keeping our clothes on over here. But
I was wondering. No, just kidding.
Cool Kids is this Facebook group I joined a long time ago. I think it was probably during the pandemic, actually, and it was Lourdes Serrano who like let me know about this Facebook group. And basically it's a group of people who have made the commitment to walk or run at least 1 mile every day. So I walked my 1 mile on the 1st at the Pride Walk. And then yesterday at like 9:12, I got on my little treadmill and did my 1 mile walk on there. And I'm hoping to continue through June and maybe longer. So prayers that I can keep that up. But I'm pretty excited about it. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely, Beth.
Jessica?
What about you, Jessica?
I think just prayers for Amber's family. They are going to be traveling to see us. Amber's mom and our Aunt Tina, they're going to be driving from Louisiana over here. And they're going to be arriving sometime on Sunday. And then Amber's sister and our brother-in-law and our nephew will be arriving on next Tuesday morning from Texas. And they're all going to be staying in our house. And they're going to be here until like the 20th or 21st of June.
That's amazing.
And so I'm really excited. But I just want to pray for their safety to get here.
Yes.
And this is Amber's last week of school. And so prayers that she can make it to Friday.
Yes.
So I'll just mention really quick today, she it's a super chill week for the kids this week. And today she took them all to Hawaii.
Really?
She arranged the chairs like an airplane. and gave them all flight tickets with assigned seats and put little markers on each seat. And she put it on the screen like they were on a flight, like the whole thing. And then when they landed, she gave them all leis. And then she got a snow cone maker, and she made them all snow cones, and they painted longboards, and literally I was like, why did my teacher never do this? But so cool.
During the day, can she invite me?
I know, right? Like, can we all go on a pretend trip to Hawaii together?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, the kids were like so excited. Like, if you see Amber next week, you should ask her how it went. And she'll be very excited, number one, because school will be out, but two, she'll be even more excited to share with you the kids' reactions to their flight to Hawaii.
I bet they loved it.
That's a beautiful thing that Amber did for the kids. That is so awesome.
It's a little misleading, though.
Oh yeah, like we were thinking that she brought them to actual Hawaii.
I would love for the kids. What I was like secretly hoping was that she would get phone calls or something from the parents going, "My child is saying that you took them to Hawaii today."
That's great.
Anyways, so yeah, just prayers for all that, and so
absolutely, Jessica.
Yep. But it's been a fun episode.
Yes, it's been really fun.
Who wants to close us out?
Oh, before the episode, I was all tired. I'm like, wait, what am I going to say or whatever? But once we get on the episode, it's like, woo! Like we just have such a fun time that all the words just like come out of our mouths, and we're just happy, and it's just really, really cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Podcasting at its best.
Yes.
At its finest, Tim. Words coming out of our mouths, and we are recording.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you could have a quote for Methodist to the Madness. Words are coming out of our mouths.
That'll be our new merch. Yep.
Tim is number one, and words are coming out of our mouths.
Perfect. All right. Beth, Tim, who wants to close out the episode?
Stay mad, you Methodists.
We're all from different places, we all have different names. No matter what life brings us, Jesus is the same. We're just your Methodist to the madness. Methodist to the madness.